If you've ever been disrespected, laughed at, or made to feel small in your own space, this story is for you. Because sometimes the most satisfying revenge doesn't involve shouting. It involves patience and a little bit of mud. I never thought I'd become the kind of person who believes in quiet revenge. I always imagined confrontation, words, clear boundaries. But this situation taught me something else entirely. Some people don't listen until consequences do the talking. I live in a modest house, nothing fancy, but one thing I was proud of, deeply proud of, was my garden. It wasn't big, just a narrow stretch of soil along the fence that separated my house from my neighbor's, but I worked on it every day. Early mornings before work, late evenings after dinner. I planted flowers slowly, carefully. Roses, small flowering plants, a few herbs. I knew exactly where each plant was, so when the soil started shifting, I noticed. At first it was subtle, loose dirt, bent stems, paw prints they didn't want to acknowledge. I told myself it was nothing, maybe stray dogs, maybe kids playing, maybe wind. Denial is easy when you don't want conflict. Then there was her. She lived next door. Confident, loud when she laughed, always on her phone, and she had a big dog. Not aggressive, not barking, just uncontrolled. Every morning, like clockwork, she'd open her gate and let the dog roam near the fence, near my fence. I'd watch from my window sometimes. She wouldn't look at the dog. She wouldn't watch what it was doing. She'd just scroll. And one morning, I saw it, clear as day. The dog digging right into my flower bed, clumps of soil flying, roots torn out, leaves crushed under careless paws. And her, standing there, watching nothing. I waited until she noticed me. I walked over slowly, no anger, no raised voice. I smiled. "Hey," I said, "I think your dog's been damaging my plants. Could you maybe keep it away from this side?" She looked at the garden, then at me, then she laughed. Not loud, not cruel, dismissive. "Dogs do these things," she said, and she turned away. Something tightened in my chest, but I told myself, okay, maybe she didn't realize. Maybe now she will. I fixed the garden, replanted, watered, carefully rebuilt what was destroyed. I even put up a small decorative fence, not aggressive, just a boundary. And for a moment, things were quiet. Then the damage started again. Bent fence, broken stems, mud everywhere. Like the dog found a way. And she never stopped it, never called it back, never apologized. Sometimes I'd hear her laugh on the phone while the dog destroyed something I spent hours creating. And that's when the feeling changed, from frustration to humiliation. Because it wasn't just about plants anymore. It was about being ignored, mocked, disrespected, in my own space. I didn't confront her again, not because I was afraid, but because I understood something important. She didn't think I mattered. And people like that don't respond to words. They respond to inconvenience. So I stopped talking, and I started thinking. One morning, while watering the plants, I noticed how long the soil stayed wet near the fence. It was early, cool air, no sun yet. The ground was soft, sticky, and suddenly it clicked. I didn't need revenge. I needed gravity and mud. Every morning, before she came out with the dog, I watered. More than usual, not flooding, just generous. Enough to keep the soil soft, enough to turn dry ground into a trap. I said nothing. I waited. It didn't take long. 3 days. The dog came running. It stepped near the fence, dug once, then slipped. Hard. Mud splashed everywhere. The dog stood up, covered. Brown fur turned dark, paws soaked. And her reaction? Shock, then anger, then silence. She dragged the dog inside. I heard water running for almost an hour. I smiled for a first time in weeks. It happened again and again, every time she let the dog near my side. Every time, mud won. Her mornings were ruined, dirty floors, wet fur smell, extra work. No laughter, no phone calls, just consequences. After that, she stopped. No arguments, no apologies, just distance. My plants grew back, healthy, peaceful, and she never laughed near my fence again. The best part? I never raised my voice, never insulted her, never fought. She defeated herself with her own carelessness and a little help from wet soil. Some people think silence means weakness, but sometimes it means strategy, and sometimes karma doesn't arrive loudly. It slips, falls, and leaves muddy footprints behind. If this story made you smile, hit that like button. If you've ever witnessed a quiet but perfect revenge, tell us about it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, because the sweetest payback stories, they're just getting started.